Morning everybody, it's Wendy here from Little Nest Crafts. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you to all my regular subscribers, and thank you to anybody that's new, and I'd just like to welcome you to my channel, and I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas, and I hope if you don't celebrate that you still have a good time. So the video today, I'm taking part in this Dephemerember. It's my first time joining in, and it's hosted by Barbara over at 49 Dragonflies and Luise Heinzl. So those are the their websites here. The details will be below in the information box under this video if you want to follow along. Now the Dephemerember, it runs from Monday to Thursday with no videos on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because of December being, you know, a bit busy time for everybody. So these were last week's prompts, and I joined it on the 4th of December, so I was playing catch up. So I've done the 2nd of December's and the 3rd of December's. I've yet to do the snippet roll with woven flowers. I don't really know what I would do for woven flowers, which is why I didn't do that over the weekend, but I did catch up with the other two. So I'm jumping over onto the 9th card, which was yesterday's, and this is what I've prepared for yesterday. Now the prompts were journaling card and beloved visitor. So I've got myself 2 journaling cards here that were from cardstock left over in my stash, and these were cards, this was backing cards from Rachel and Bella Crafts, beautiful. So I want to make 2 journaling cards with those. There's nothing on the back, and a beloved visitor, the thing that sprung to my mind is I've got there's 2 little robins that come regular to my garden. They're here every day looking for tidbits, and they sit on the garden fence and come down, and they pinch bits. I put food out for the birds, and also for I've got visiting hedgehogs, and so they're very opportunistic birds. They'll come down and look for scraps. So a few years ago, when I was into card making, I had a stamp that was made by Woodware. It was a Woodware stamp, and it was called Patchwork Robin. And I've taken a copy of a picture that I had in my files of a card that I made with this Woodware stamp. So what you do is you stamp the image, and then you cut out and make templates out of all of the pieces, and you construct this little robin out of different sorts of papers. So that's what I'm going to do today. I tried to find the stamp, and goodness knows where I've put it. I thought most of my stamps were all in one place, but I can't find it for some reason. And so what I've done is I've taken this one, you know, this was my card, and it's actually on Pinterest, and so I took this out of my, I kept copies of all the cards I made, and so I'm going to use that rather than use the stamp. So I'll just put that to one side. So I've done a few copies, and somebody else, when I went on to Pinterest, somebody else has actually done the card as well, and this was their copy. So I've taken that as well, and I thought I would make a little robin to go on the front of my pocket, make a little pocket, should I say, to go on the front of my card. And so what I've done is I've done several copies so that I can cut all the pieces out. So I've taken, as I say, I've taken 2 copies, and I might cut this brown edge, the black edge off here. So just bear with 1 second. Don't really want a black edge to go round the piece. Better. And I'm going to use these as a base just so I can stick the other pieces to, and it'll make the actual pocket then. It might need strengthening up, but we'll have a look. There we go. In fact, I was going to make this as a card to go in a pocket, so we'll have a look and see. We'll wing it. Because what I've done is I've taken a poem. Now, I did look at, there is a Robin poem, because what the story that goes with robins is that when you've had somebody that's passed on, that's died, when the robins visit your garden, it's supposed to be telling you that your loved one is near, you know, and that yeah, that they're close by. And so I thought it was a bit of a sad poem really to have at Christmas. So my initial the bird that I chose was a wren. I've got one wren that comes to the garden as well, and he sits on the, I often see him on the fence when I'm crafting in my dining room. He comes and sits on the top of the fence, and I can spy him just outside the window. And about 7 years ago, there must have been, you know, they'd had babies, and we had a shrub on the front garden, and there was about 6 tiny baby wrens, and the adults on this bush. They must have just fledged, and a lovely sight to behold. I couldn't get my camera in time, but that's the only time I've ever seen any tiny, you know, baby ones. And unfortunately, all my neighbours have got cats, so however many of those survived, if any, I don't know. So what I've done is I've gone through like my scrap box of papers, and I've taken bits and bobs, and I made templates. So some of these have got, what I did, I sliced up the picture, and some of these have got I backed onto card, because I'll keep those as templates so that I could do this again, you know, if I wish. And so these are the templates, as you can see, and I've done them in all sorts of different styles, and broken them up so that you can alter the colours of the bird. And then we can do that. So this one could be one that's all jazzy, like so. And you might need to tweak them a little bit, like that one there. Could lay on the top there. And then I need a wing. So we've got a black wing for this one, and it's probably the wrong colour there because we've got black at the bottom. So we can have another look to see whether we've got a breast that's done in a different colour. Let's have a look. Which one have we got? We've got a red one there, see? A tartan one. There's a red one. Let me just get my tweezers. Might be a bit easier. And we could give him a plain green. Yeah, I think that'll be nice for that one. We'll just give this a bit of ink. And then I'm going to use Fab Attack to put them down because it's a bit quicker drying. So, let's have a look. There we are. Now then, do we like that one, or do we want this one here? Wait a second. Where I've put them on card to strengthen them. It's peeling a little bit. I'm not sure whether I rate. Oh yeah, I quite like that one. That's book page. Now the only thing is, I've just spotted that's got violence in me. So no, I'm not going to use that. I didn't spot that, unfortunately. And that's the thing about book page. You have to be careful where, you know, what's on the text. So I've got another one here. Let's have a look at this one. Let's see what that looks like. Looks a bit pale, doesn't it? I've got a grey piece here. Yeah, I think we'll get this one. I haven't changed the backing of these. I'll just put my templates out of the way. Now what I used to cut out the pieces. Now then, let's change his face. And we'll give him a text face. And how about a nice abdomen there. And we've got our tartan body there. And we've got that piece for the bottom. Now then, I'm going to have to change his tartan top because the only wing I've got left is this tartan wing. So, what top have we got? Let's have a look. Well, that's the same as what was there already. We'll have a look though. Because it does need to have a piece put on top, otherwise there'll be different levels. We could use that one, I suppose. But that's the tartan wing. Let's have a look and see. And bottom wise, we've got, I think we'll do that one. So let's give him his body first. His little red breast. And it's quite relaxing doing this. It's quite mindful. And you can get some good, you know, different effects from it using different papers. And obviously it doesn't have to be a Christmas bird. You can change the colours and, you know, cut him out of the background altogether so that you haven't got the holly. Or you could superimpose some other leaves onto his, you know, under his beak there. Now then, which one did I decide? Shall we go with the tartan? I don't dislike the tartan. I think we went with this one, didn't we? But it does need inking. So what I tried to do was superimpose, you know, my picture when I was on the computer to try and get them the same size. So this one is just a tiny bit too small, but it looks like I've drawn round the edge of there, so that's not too bad. It's not too bad. And we could actually give him a tartan wing if we wanted to. What colour wings have we got? Let's have a look. We've got a black one, which I do prefer the black wing. Yeah, definitely a black one on this one. Oops, a daisy. So that's one little robin done for there. There we are. Excuse me. And then oopsie daisy. Just take this glue off the nozzle. But yeah, I used to quite enjoy paper piecing. There we go. There we are. And let's just try this blue one. With a tartan wing. Yeah, I think that gets a bit lost in the background. It needs to be a bit darker. So it's just unfortunate I haven't got another black wing. unless we cut another piece out from here maybe. Oh no, that's still the same, isn't it? It's still tartan. Just bear with. I found a scrap from the frame of the picture that I've cut round with the black on, so I'm going to use that little piece. It's just big enough to make a black wing. And then I've got a felt tip pen. There we go. Just use this marker pen to go around the edges. Just take the white off. There we go. So we're going to do I've stuck that one back down. Let's have a look. we'll use our tartan at the top. And then we'll give him a black wing. How does that look? Oh, I don't know now. After all that. See if that makes any difference if we ink round this piece. It might just alter how it looks to make, you know, making it more defined. There we go. And then use this. Oh. And then use his tartan wing. Yeah, I think that looks better now. Now that we've actually inked around it. But we'll just double check one last time. I still prefer that. Still prefer the tartan. With that, yeah, we're going to go with that, I think. Oops-a daisy. There we are. And then his black wing, wasn't it? So that's both of the things done. And the reason I said initially I was going to do them as pockets, but what I've done is I've let me just move these out of the way. I've cut out a little verse, but it's a verse about a wren, and because of this little wren that comes to the garden as well, and I was going to stick that on the back. And the verse goes, I meant to do my work today, but a brown bird sang I meant to do my work today, but a brown bird sang in the apple tree, and a butterfly flitted across the field, and all the leaves were calling me. And that's by Richard Le Gallienne. So I was going to stick that on the back, and I think I'll do that and use it as a card to go in a pocket. Oops, a daisy. That strengthens that now as well. Give it a double layer. There we go. Just ink again where I've not quite gone close enough. And then what I thought I'd do as well to make it a bit more festive, I would go around the edges. Now then, I just need some scrap paper because I don't want to get ink on my desk. I don't know, this ink seems to take forever to come out. There we are. Seeing as we're in the festive period. Oh, I think it looks nice edged in gold. Oops, see it's puddling out now. Not to worry, we can. There we are. So I don't know if you can see in the light there. There we go. So that's one. And then we'll do the same with this one. I'll do that off camera though. Right, I've finished both cards by doing the gold edging, and I've also edged it on the back, and I've put a little wren on the back of this one, and I'm going to do the same on this one too. So I'll just get my little bird. Oops. And pop him on the back there. In fact, that just needs rounding off on the bottom. Where's his feet going? Here. That's it. There we go. And then, because this is a Patchwork stamp, I bought a little felt tip pen, and I'm going to do some faux stitching around the end. So to do faux stitching, it's really simple. You go a line, a space, a line, a space, line, space, line, space, line, space, line, space, and just do your little running stitch all the way along like that, and you're presuming it goes under there and then comes here. And then we'll do the same around the body and the tail of the bird, although it's a bit more difficult to see with it being tartan, but you can see that there is stitching there. So try and make the space tiny, as though you're doing a running stitch on the sewing machine. And I'm doing it smaller than I've done on the face of the bird so that you can differentiate between the two. There we go. There we are. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill his beak in as well and give him a black beak. And I'll just differentiate his eye a little bit more as well, because I did that with a biro yesterday. And there he is. You could actually do these if you wanted, the cross stitch. And you could do those as well. There is stitching there already, but it's not very, you know, it's not standing out very much, so I'll go over those. And down here as well. There we go, and I'll just go over that little cross stitch there too, and then his legs as well. And that's one done. And we'll do the other one too. So we'll do the same here. Just sort of finishes off really. And we'll do down his breast on this one. I haven't done that one because I don't think it would show up very well because of it being so dark. And we'll do the same here. For some reason it's easier to do it downwards than it is to do upwards. There we are. There we are. And they've actually stitched around here too. My bird is talking to the computer. We had to change the name of Alexa because she started telling Alexa to switch the lights off and things like this, so we called her computer. And a few months ago that was now, but she's suddenly realised that she can say computer as well. So she keeps dialing something on the and I find her the telephone ringing on Alexa. So now we've had to change the name again, and unfortunately in Alexa there's only 4 or 5 options that you can choose. So we're now on the 3rd option, which is Echo, and we'll wait and see how long it is before she starts saying Echo. But we'll run out of options eventually because she does pick things up really quickly. So now what I've done is I've put some glitter just on the little berries there, so I'm going to leave those to dry. And I've done that one as well. I don't know whether you can see them sparkling. And then I'm going to work on the card here, and these are going to be the backing cards, and because these are stitched, I thought I'd do some faux stitching down the edge of the card. And this one's slightly different. What I've done is I've done a dot and a dash, a dot and a dash all the way around, just to make it a little bit different. So fairly easy to do, but it's ideal for people who I haven't got a sewing machine, and you know, they don't want to do sewing on the cards. And you can do your stitching in a different colour as well, so you could, you know, use red if you want to do a Christmassy theme, or, you know, any colour that you want really. So I'm just going to go down just to sort of bring in the stitching the same as I've done on the 2 cards. And but Rachel has done some stitching on these when she's been designing these papers, which is really lovely. A nice collage paper with faux stitching on. And then what I plan to do is put some tea-stained paper on the back. Only I came back to do a bit more videoing because I just felt that these were, you know, unfinished, because you can't actually journal on the back because I put the verse. I mean, you could if you wanted to. So I thought I would come along and, you know, just try and carry on with these cards and tell you what my thoughts are, even if they don't get finished. So I'm going to put some tea-stained paper on the back, or coffee-stained paper, and then put a pocket on the front so that I can put these cards in. So this is both the cards stitched, as it were, and then on this one I've done a bit of wiggly zigzag stitch. You know, often we alter the stitching halfway down the side of the card, so I've done that to that one as well. Right, so what I've done is I've backed both pieces onto some coffee dyed paper, or sorry, tea stained paper. It's only lightly tea stained, and I've popped it on the back. There we go. And the same with this one. Sorry, I did mean to ink these before I came back on camera. There we go. And then what I've done is I've taken some more tags from this lovely kit of Rachel's, and it's the patchwork kit, and you'll find it in Rachel's Ko-fi shop. And I've taken a tag, and I've cut it up basically to make 2 little tuck spots. So we're going to, when I can find my glue, make some tuck spots. So this will be a journaling card with a pocket, and put some glue just along 2 edges. And I don't want to cover up my faux stitching, so I've made the pockets just small enough to go inside. There we go. Let that dry off a little bit. And you can see that was the top of a tag, and I've had to make it smaller to fit in there. And I thought this kit was apt because of it being patchwork, because obviously the little robins are patchwork. It's a Patchwork Robin stamp. I don't know whether they still make the stamp actually, but you could check that online. And there we go. We've got 2 little tuck spots for our robin, and the glue's spread on that one a little bit, so I'll just have to get my little bone folder and lift it up a little bit. There we go. There we are. Once that's dried off a little bit, I'll actually just unstick that a little bit. I was a bit generous with the glue. And what happens? Oh, there's my altered journaling cards with a beloved visitor. So I'm not going to make the pockets because that's not part of the prompt, but I will make pockets for these two cards here, and I'll pop these in now that we've made them into journaling cards. So I do hope that you like those, and that you'll give paper piecing a go if you haven't tried it. If you haven't tried it already. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get some glitter, and I'm going to put some glitter on these red berries here to give them a bit of bling as well. So I'll carry on finishing off. But this video has been 45 minutes long. It's a bit longer than I intended. So I'll sign off for now and say bye-bye and have a good day. And I hope you'll join me in the next video. So until then, take care everybody. Bye.